Now, next part of my story. This is where I'm in my adult life, I would say. So I graduate college and it is a struggle. I didn't find a job. I couldn't find a job. I was serving. I felt like so embarrassed. I felt like I am literally the scum of the earth. Like, I felt like I'm a failure. Like, that after college, post graduation, not finding a job and working a low level job, a job that has nothing. Like, I was serving, I worked at the mall. It felt degrading to me. I felt like I'm above this. I felt like, like I said, embarrassed. Now I realized that I had the wrong mindset. Instead of to think of it as this is just my season, and and work hard no matter where I am. I just was down. I thought that I got a college degree, I should be able to get a job. Whoa. I thought it would be that easy. Like, it was not. So, again, just looking at my notes, dealing with depression, undiagnosed, didn't know that it was depression. I would like sleep all the time and like feel lethargic and literally tired, and I didn't know what this was, but I just thought that like I was this lazy, horrible human being, when really I was dealing with undiagnosed mental health issues, which I'll get to in a little bit. Anyways, time goes by. I get a new boyfriend, and this is where Jesus comes in. I get a new boyfriend, and one day we decide to smoke weed. He ain't never smoked weed a day in his life. We smoke weed, and this boy goes berserk. He is convulsing and like shaking, eyes rolling back. My life flashed before my eyes. I thought, my life is surely over. And then, like, it was the whole experience was really weird. I don't even know how to describe it, but he freaked out, and like for hours and hours was just yelling and jumping, and it felt so dark, and like he said some nasty things to me, like, "Oh, you think you're cute? Yeah." like like he was acting like a totally different person, and I was terrified. I thought like, and he was like yelling at me. I thought he was going to hit me, and I was just trying to calm him down, and this went on literally from like 10 p.m. all the way to like 5 a.m. and convulsing, yelling, marching, jumping up and down. So the reason why I tell this part of the story is because that experience put the fear of God in me. It was something about that experience that felt supernatural. Like, I know that weed was like involved, and it probably was just a trip, but something about it felt supernatural. And it was like God was warning not just me, but him as well. You keep on this path, look at where your life will go. And from that moment on, like, I was convicted. I was sold out to God. Like, I got baptized in 2021. Like, this was during the pandemic, and I think that also played a part into it. Like, it was just kind of like the world was just a different place. And so I get sold out for Christ, and I just realized that without him I'm nothing. Without him I am my life is meaningless, and that he is what is sustaining me, and he is my creator, and I need to worship him. And so I developed my own relationship with God, not a relationship that I was forced to have, not a relationship that other people had for Christ, but my own personal relationship. And I began to pray, and I began to read my Bible, and I began to just do things differently. And that was the first time I finally got a breakthrough after about how many years after graduation? Like 4 or 5 years after graduation, finally a breakthrough, and I get a job, my first job after college. And I'm not saying that if you follow Christ, you're going to get all these things, but my God is a faithful God, and my life has been 10x better since I gave my life to him. So that happens, and then life is going good, life is going great, and then I meet this one young lady. When I meet this young lady, something in my spirit kept telling me, if you become friends with her, you're going to end up in a backslidden state. But I just thought I was just being paranoid, and that was just, but I kept hearing it over and over and over again. But I just ignored it, and I became friends with her. And sure enough, I ended up in a backslidden state, and just back to just living life, going out, not caring about the principles of God, the character of God. I literally call it a demonic friendship, because it sent me into a demonic environment. So just to like explain the type of person she was just not a good friend. She just was a horrible friend. I'm just gonna say that. Like, she had good parts, but there were bad parts too. It was like, you know how it can be 80% good, but that 20% is poison. It's kind of given that. So anyways, one day I'm going through like my mental health issues, and I'm talking to a guy I was seeing, and he tells me that I need hobbies. And I was already in like a really depressive state, and I don't know, something about that just kept ringing in my mind, like, oh, I need hobbies. Oh, I need hobbies. And I was just like, what? Am I just pathetic? Am my life just useless? Am I just this, like, I just kept thinking bad thoughts. And so I called my friend, this friend of mine, and I tell her what he said, like, oh, I need hobbies. And she was like, well, maybe you do need hobbies. Like, you know, like, yeah, you probably do need hobbies. And then when I was like, dang, what are you trying to say? She's like, I mean, well, we all need hobbies. Like, no, you knew I called you because I was down and I'm feeling away. And instead of you to encourage me in a positive way, or even be like, girl, don't listen to him, we all need hobbies, da 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 da, everybody needs a hobby, he's just being, you know, just uplifting, she made me feel even worse. And so I get off the phone with her, and literally my mind gets warped. I go into this dark place, racing thoughts. I never experienced anything like this before. I could not control my thoughts. They just started racing, and I kept saying, I'm worthless, I'm horrible, I'm this, I don't deserve to live, I want to die, all these type of things. And my mind, I can't control my thoughts. Like, y'all, I never experienced this before. And then I go in and I said, I'm ending it. And I go and I take Benadryls and take the Benadryls. Like, I take a chug the Benadryls, and I'm like, I'm leaving this earth. Little do I know that Benadryls ain't finna do it. The doctors was looking at me like, hee ha ha, girl, you was not finna take yourself out with no little Benadryl. I didn't know that at the time, but I really thought that I was like taking myself out. And so I end up going into a treatment facility, girls and guys, and ooh, child, that place was horrible. Girl, no shower cap. The water for the shower only went on for 10 seconds at a time. That place was, hey, the food was disgusting. I was like, I will never attempt suicide again, because I never want to bleed in a place like this. Hey, I don't want to do it. So I'm going to just wrap this up right here and continue on the next part.